Hello and welcome. My name is Valerie Steffen, a part of Bright's training team, and I'll be your tour guide, welcoming you to your new workspace. Our goal is to help you get more out of your MLS. And with that in mind, we've been working over the past months to upgrade the website and give you a more personalized experience, one that's custom to you as an individual subscriber. We've tried to make it easier to get around within the workspace and the navigation, and in service of those goals, we've given the site a fresh new look. As I mentioned, this has been a work in progress over the past several months. As of late December of 2020, we invited a small beta subscriber group, which included board members, to take a look at new.brightmls.com and give us feedback on the site itself. We made a few tweaks based on what that small beta group told us, and then at the beginning of January, we invited the larger subscribership to start using the site. And we're continuing to solicit feedback there, and you may see some tweaks along the way as a result of the feedback that we're receiving. You can expect to see what's available at new.brightmls.com to migrate over to brightmls.com on February 2nd of this year. So we are encouraging everyone we can to get in there, take a look, and give us their feedback ahead of that date. So if you haven't had the chance to do so, I'm going to be encouraging you to take that leap or take that next step throughout this presentation. And I am going to record today's presentation, so that'll be available on youtube.com/brightmls after today's presentation. So during the course of today on our tour, we're going to take you over to new.brightmls.com and show you what you see sort of before you log into the site. And then we'll take the next step, of course, and log in, and I'll show you what's available in what we're calling your workspace. And that's simply what we're using to reference what you may have called dashboard or homepage. It's the site that you see right after you log in at Bright. We'll take a short tour of the menu, and I'm going to interweave throughout this presentation questions that we're receiving from subscribers through the feedback mechanism and some that you all are sharing with us as well. So here we are. We're at new.brightmls.com, and the site is set up from the outset to help you get easy access to the information and help that you need throughout the system. So you'll see right at the top right of the screen, we have a whole set of training and support options from the get-go that you can access in the system. We did receive a lot of questions with regard to topics that aren't strictly what's going to be covered in today's presentation. So I do want to make sure that everyone here knows where they can get online help, online support. So in the top right-hand corner, you'll notice that there is a section that's called Support. When you click on Support, you'll see that there is contact information, whether you're someone who prefers to chat with a support specialist now, or you prefer to call or email our support. The contact information is all there. We also have an option to access the online help center, and that's going to take you to support.brightmls.com. You can also go to that site separately, support.brightmls.com, at your leisure at any point. Type in a keyword or a question and get step-by-step instructions to help you with that topic. Whether it's something from some of the questions we received were about how to access saved searches or how to customize reports. You can just type those keywords in and find that information. If you're a newer agent, I do want to point out that there are sort of trending articles on the right-hand column here. One of them is usually our new agent start here on demand tutorial that'll walk you through kind of getting started in the process. And you of course also could again type in that keyword or topic here as well. From this page, you'll also see in the top right-hand corner, we have a section for training. So if you prefer a more formalized set of training, you'll notice if you click on that option, you're going to get a whole host of options. Scrolling down the page, we have live coaching. So each area within Bright's footprint has a customer success coach who's assigned to it, who is your representative in the area. Our team is regularly holding what we're calling booth hours or sort of office hours where you can engage with them. You can also reach out to those individuals if you prefer. Under the View Team option, you can find out who's the representative for that area. We also have an on-demand library, sort of a set curriculum of classes that you can watch, recordings, short video excerpts that you can reference at any time under the Explore Library option. Scrolling down the page, we also have an area where you can register for live upcoming training and see what's available. And then finally that youtube.com/Bright MLS, where 24/7 you'll find recordings of sessions, video tutorials, help and advice at your leisure when you need it. So those again are all clustered under the training section. And that would be another great option, that youtube.com option, for the folks who are asking about new agent offerings. So back on this page, the support and the training are things that are available from brightmls.com now as well. But one I want to point out that's new is the section called Markets We Serve. And this is a really kind of neat excerpt. As soon as I saw it, I immediately thought that this would have a great application in your individual branding, your website, your blog. It would be an awesome addition to a listing presentation. And this is just showing you the Bright footprint or the territory that you have access to as a subscriber to Bright. I feel like this would be a great addition to a listing presentation because it also would show a potential seller sort of the breadth of where you'll be able to directly reach other real estate professionals and their buyers by listing with you as an individual. So this is information that is collated on a monthly basis, so it'll be up to date based on the last completed month. We're looking at December 2020's detail here, and it shows initially the broad geography, the 40,000 square miles and 20 million consumers that Bright serves. There are over 101,000 agents who are subscribers to Bright. Those subscribers listed over 23,000 homes in December. They sold over 304,000 homes for over $117 billion worth of real estate sold, which is pretty cool. This again is the entirety of the Bright footprint. If you'd like to drill down further, you can click on the individual state or district that you would like to see more localized data for in the left-hand column where it says our reach. If you scroll farther down the page, you'll see information and a new section called Market Pulse. So if you click on the link here that says View Activity, you'll see again initially everything in the Bright footprint, all markets, and it's going to show an overview. So you start from kind of the for sale side of things. It's letting you know how many buyers were actively working with an agent, how many showings were requested, again, for the month that was last completed, that's December 2020 here, how many homes came on the market, and what the average list price was. And once again, if you would like to drill down further, you can simply click on the individual county or district that you're interested in seeing more localized data for. If you scroll down the page, you'll see sort of the sold side of the transaction. So we have average for homes sold, what that average days on market was, what the average sale price was, how many open houses were held, and how many homes went under contract. So again, this is really good information to sort of have at the ready. Feel free to reuse it in your own marketing materials. But I think this is just kind of great things to have top of mind if you're having a conversation wherever you happen to be, either with clients or potential clients, to make sure you're in the know when it comes to the marketplace. Now, this is all, again, the public facing side. This is before you log in. Whenever you're ready to log into Bright or new.brightmls.com, you're going to click on Login in the top right-hand corner. And you'll see the login looks just like it does on brightmls.com. And in fact, you're going to be using your login or subscriber ID, that number or name that you use to log into Bright MLS. The password that you use there is the password you'll use here as well. And I want to make sure that you know that when you log in, you can perform the same activities that you would at brightmls.com. So if you want to sort of use this as your starting place or entry into the system, if you want to update, say, your hot sheets or, a listing, you can do all those things here, and it will carry over into brightmls.com, because we've had the question, I like this look and feel. Can I just start using this? Do I have to go into brightmls.com, or can I use new.brightmls.com now? And the answer is you can absolutely do what you prefer. And if you like new.brightmls.com, you can absolutely go in there and use this as your starting point. So when you come into this page, what you see is going to be custom to you as an individual. So what my example page here looks like may not be exactly what you see. And that's because we have two different set of situations or specifics. So you will only see the widgets or the sections of the page that are specific to you as an individual. So for instance, at the top of this page, Anne, who is my example here, has several different alerts and notifications. And that's because she has those specific things coming up on her account. You may not, in fact, even have alerts and notifications just because you don't have those items. You don't have a billing item or a compliance item or a listing set to expire, set to pend, or set to settle. We are really proud that when you come to this page, something you'll notice is that there is help and information built directly into the page itself. So in fact, when you come in, you may be seeing a pop-up that invites you to take a quick tour or go on an overview of what you're seeing here, of the changes that you see in the system. Your options are a quick tour or a complete overview. And if you go ahead and take that tour, that overview, at the end of that little tour overview, we're going to invite your feedback on what you think of the system. And that's a great opportunity for you to let us know what you like, what you'd maybe like to see done a little differently at that time. If you don't want to have that tour, it's not a good time right when it pops up, you can always close out of that using the gray X in the top right-hand corner, and you can go over to where it says take a tour and watch it at any time. And you, in fact, as well, can offer us your feedback at any time as well through the link provided on the page. You'll also notice throughout this page, we have these little eye icons, eye for information. And if you click on one of those, it'll give you a pop-up with sort of a guide that's going to explain what that section of the page is about. Oftentimes there's an embedded video that you can watch right from there that'll explain how you can use that individual item and a little bit more information. There's additionally a Learn More link in the pop-up. So if you're more someone who prefers step-by-step instructions, if you click on that link, it's going to take you to the online support. Remember, support.brightmls.com that I showed you earlier. And you can close that whenever you're done using the close button, or again, the gray X in the top right-hand corner. So I do want to mention something else that we've been getting some questions in the feedback about, and that's that this screen is what we call a responsive screen. The site itself is responsive. And essentially what that means is regardless of the device that you're using, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a phone, the site is going to know that, and the appearance will change slightly based on sort of the size of your screen. So be aware, however you're getting in to use, if you're mobile or you're on a smaller device, you can still access new.brightmls.com, but the features and functionality will appeal slightly differently. You'll still have access to the items. You might just see what we call sometimes the hamburger or the cheeseburger in the top right-hand corner, 3 horizontal lines where if you click on them, it'll give you access to the menu from there if you're on a smaller screen, or you might just see a scroll bar where you need to scroll left or scroll right or scroll vertically in order to see all the functionality. So when we're looking at this page, let's dig in a little bit deeper at the various sections. First, let's talk about alerts and notifications. And I referenced this earlier. This is very similar to the functionality that you have in the existing system. It's just got sort of a nicer, fresher look and feel that hopefully makes information more readily scannable. So you can see kind of at a glance anything you need to be aware of that's pending. So the alerts and notifications will include things like listing notices, so maybe listings about to pend or close or expire. You'll also see if you maybe have a compliance notice, something for you to review, or you have a bill that's pending. And for each one of those different types of alert or notification, you'll have the option to click on the individual item or click the link that says review, and it'll take you to that area of the MLS so that you can review or resolve that concern. And again, if you don't happen to have any of those on your account, you may not see that section at all. As for the other widgets that you see on the page or the other sections, let's talk through those as well. You'll see in the top left, we have a listing activity section, and that's going to give you a quick access point to all of the listings that you have in that individual status. So if it's coming soon, if it's active, if it's pending. It'll also give you quick access to hit counters, which is just sort of an opportunity for you to see how much activity or hits, so to speak, that your active listings are getting in the system. So how many times are they being emailed to potential buyers? Are those buyers setting them as favorites? Are those buyers setting them as possibilities? That sort of information. And again, if you don't happen to have listings in that individual status, then you won't see that individual option within your listing activity. In fact, if you don't have listings, maybe you're not a listing agent, or maybe you're a new agent that doesn't happen to have any listings at the moment, what you're going to see instead is a quick set of links that'll take you to online help that'll explain a little bit more about functionality or prepare you, say you're a new agent who's never added a listing, give you quick links to that section of online support to show you how to add a listing when it comes time, or give you access to listing status definitions. Again, you'll see the eye or information icons are built into each one of these sections, so you do have the ability to go in and learn a little bit more right from within a guide on the page if needed. Now, if you are somebody who does have those items, again, you'll have them all listed for the various statuses. You can click on the individual item to go and view the, say, 3 coming soon listings that you have, or you can click on Go to Listing Management, and that'll take you into Listing Management itself if you want to make an edit or update. To the right, you'll see a section for Market Watch. This is sort of your 10,000-foot view of the market itself. You can make updates right from this page if you want to use the drop downs to change the property type or the time frame that's displaying. You can do that from here. You can view the individual listings on the page if you choose to, just by clicking on that individual status. And if you would like to change the criteria that this individual section is using to show you these stats, you can click on the Manage icon in the top right. Right underneath Market Watch is the Concierge. And Concierge is simply a setting for auto emails that you've saved in the system. So again, if you don't happen to be using the Concierge setting, you'll just see helpful instructions and links to the online help topics related to Concierge here. Otherwise, if you are using this function, you'll see up to 10 separate Concierge that you have matches ready for you to review. To view the individual Concierge matches, you would just click on the item or click on the link that says View Client for that item. If you have more than 10, you would click on the link that says Show All, and that'll take you in to view your entire list of Concierge. Right next to that, we have Hot Sheets. Again, this is functionality that you have in brightmls.com right now. So we've just simply taken whatever you have saved in Bright MLS will also appear in the Hot Sheets in new.brightmls. So again, if you would like to manage what you're seeing on this page, you can use the drop down to control the time frame. You can view the results just by clicking on the individual item or the link that says View. And if you'd like to, edit an existing hot sheet, add a hot sheet, delete a hot sheet, you would click on the link that says Manage. Now, looking further at the page within your workspace, in the right-hand column is where you'll find Bright News, Office News that's added by your broker or office manager, and or Association News that's added by the association that you're affiliated with. This is, again, similar functionality to what you have in brightmls.com today. We're just trying to present it in a way that's a little bit easier to digest and use. Now let's take a look at the menu. And the good news is your features and functionality remain the same here. It's just the look and feel that's hopefully a little more streamlined for the way subscribers are using the system. You'll notice that the options look the same. It might be the font or the sizing might be a little bit different. Your additional resources at the bottom, the icon has changed. But again, functionality remains the same here. It's more, again, just trying to streamline that process. One question that we have received, and I just want to point out to make sure that question gets answered, is address search has moved under the heading More Searches, which is on the far right. So again, some of these items might have shifted slightly in where they're appearing, but you do still have that functionality available for you. And that's a common theme when you go under your login name in the top right-hand corner as well. Again, this is still where you'll go to, update your password or address billing or make updates to your individual accounts or to log out. It's just the look and feel is slightly different. And because I'm coming from the training background, I also want to make sure to point out that support is still on the page. So along with those integrated options we've given you for guides and instruction and links that are right on the individual sections, support is still here as well. It's in the top menu. In brightmls.com, it's located towards the right-hand side of the screen by your login name. We've just shifted it over slightly, but again, you'll still find all the features and functionality that you're accustomed to. So hopefully this gave you a better feeling of comfort of what's to come. And I do want to reinforce again the timeline that's coming. On February 2nd, everything that's at new.brightmls.com is going to be migrated over to brightmls.com. So now's the time to log in, to get comfortable. And of course, we're encouraging you to give us feedback if there's anything you'd like to see, a little bit different or anything that you really like. Please let us know that through the feedback icon. And then again, on February 2nd, what you see here is what you'll see in the new system. And we have additionally had a lot of feedback about, well, what about X, Y, or Z? Are you going to update this? This is just the start. We're in a stage of continuous improvement. So you are going to continue to see upgrades to the system and improvements, and your feedback is definitely the driver for that. So thank you so much for your time and attention.